Beneath the soil of ancient China, buried deep under rolling green hills, lies a secret that has refused to surrender its truth for over 2,000 years. It is said that an emperor sleeps there, the man who forged the first unified empire of China, Qin Shi Huang. Around his eternal resting place, thousands of clay soldiers stand in silence, frozen mid-march, guarding their ruler in death as they did in life. Discovered by farmers in 1974, the terracotta army revealed only a fraction of the vast necropolis hidden below. The emperor's tomb itself remains sealed, a chamber rumored to contain rivers of mercury, a starry ceiling of pearls, and deadly traps waiting for anyone who dares intrude. Ancient texts describe an entire underground kingdom, a mirror of the empire above. Yet no one has opened it. Scientists warn that our technology may not yet be capable of preserving what lies within. Spiritual leaders warn of disturbing a sacred place meant never to be touched. So the emperor still lies in darkness, his secrets intact, his legend unbroken. Thousands of miles away across the windswept steppes of Mongolia, another ruler's resting place remains hidden. Genghis Khan, the conqueror of half the known world. History remembers him as both a warrior and a visionary, a man whose empire stretched from China to Europe. Yet in death he demanded silence. His tomb was hidden so completely that no one has found it to this day. Some say his funeral procession slaughtered every witness to conceal the burial site. Others claim that rivers were diverted to wash away all trace of the grave. Modern expeditions have searched the Khenti Mountains with drones and satellites looking for clues, but the land keeps its secret. To the Mongolian people, it is more than mystery, it is reverence. Their great ancestor rests in sacred earth, and perhaps that is how he intended it. For his spirit to merge forever with the land he conquered. Across Europe, in the quiet hills of southern France, another enigma waits in the dust of time. In 1890, an anthropologist named Georges Vacher de la Pouge unearthed bones so large they seemed to belong to a creature from legend, fragments of a femur, a tibia, and an arm bone nearly twice the size of a normal human's. Calculations suggested a man over 11 feet tall, a giant among mortals. Scientists debated furiously. Some said they were human remains of extraordinary size. Others insisted they were misidentified animal fossils. Then, without explanation, the bones vanished. No photographs, no relics, no proof. Only Lapouge's notes and a mystery that refuses to die. Far below the fields of China's Zhejiang province, a discovery waits in perfect silence. The Longyu Caves. Found by accident in 1992 when a farmer drained a pond, the caves revealed vast chambers carved entirely from solid stone. Their walls are smooth, patterned with symmetrical grooves as if sculpted by machines. Yet they were made more than 2,000 years ago. There are no carvings, no records, no tools left behind. Even today, engineers cannot explain how such immense spaces were carved with such precision or why. Who built them and what purpose they served remains unknown. From ancient tombs to underground labyrinths, the earth holds its secrets tightly. But some mysteries reach upward toward the sky, where stones heavier than any machine could move stand perfectly aligned. In the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon rises Baalbek, an ancient city whose temple foundations contain some of the largest stone blocks ever cut by human hands. The smallest of these megaliths weighs hundreds of tons. The largest buried in the nearby quarry weighs more than 1,600. How these stones were carved, moved, and fitted with such precision remains unexplained. The Romans built grand temples here, but could they truly have moved stones that modern cranes can barely lift? Some say the Romans merely built upon older foundations, the work of a forgotten civilization whose knowledge has been lost to time. From stone to parchment, a mystery not of earth, but of ink and legend. In the quiet halls of Sweden's National Library rests a book unlike any other, the Codex Gigas, also called the Devil's Bible. A single monk is said to have written it in one night after making a pact with dark powers. The manuscript, nearly a meter tall and bound in aged leather, contains the entire Latin Bible, medical treatises, and forbidden texts of demonology. At its center lies a chilling, full-page portrait of the devil, horned, clawed, eternal. Though the tale of its origin may be legend, the book is real, written by one hand over decades, a work of faith, fear, and human obsession preserved through war, fire, and centuries of silence. As the centuries turn, our understanding of the past deepens. Yet with every answer, new mysteries emerge from the dust. In the sun-scorched hills of southeastern Turkey stands a site that rewrote history itself, Göbekli Tepe. Discovered in the 1990s, this vast temple complex predates the pyramids by millennia. Its circular stone enclosures, marked by towering T-shaped pillars, were built more than 11,000 years ago, long before humans were thought capable of such feats. Each pillar is carved with symbols and animals, lions, vultures, serpents, and wild boars frozen mid-motion as if telling stories in a language lost to time. The greatest mystery of Göbekli Tepe is not how it was built, but why. It predates agriculture, cities, and organized religion. Its very existence suggests that spirituality united people long before settlement. Then, mysteriously, it was buried deliberately beneath layers of earth by the very hands that built it. Why its creators sealed it remains unknown. Perhaps it was ritual or reverence, an ancient message preserved for the distant future. Thousands of miles east in China's Shanxi province, rumors whisper of another buried wonder, the White Pyramid. During the final days of World War II, American pilots reported seeing an enormous white structure rising from a remote valley near Xi'an, gleaming like polished stone under the sun. Later investigations identified dozens of massive pyramid-shaped mounds scattered across the region, imperial tombs built for rulers of the Qin and Han dynasties. Yet some claim one among them is far larger than all the rest, concealed by secrecy and overgrowth. No one knows what lies within these colossal mounds. Excavation is forbidden, the past protected by both tradition and caution. Satellite images reveal geometric alignments, leading some to believe they were not just tombs, but astronomical markers. The truth remains sealed beneath centuries of soil, hidden from the eyes of time. In Egypt, mystery took a modern form. In 2018, beneath the crowded streets of Alexandria, construction workers unearthed a massive black granite sarcophagus, unmarked, sealed, and heavy as legend. For weeks, the world speculated, was it the lost tomb of Alexander the Great, a cursed coffin untouched for centuries? When archaeologists finally pried it open, a stench of decay filled the air. Inside were 3 skeletons floating in reddish water, 2 men and a woman, unknown and unnamed. There were no inscriptions, no treasures, only questions. Who were they? Why buried in such an expensive coffin? And why in secrecy? Some mysteries are drawn not from earth or bone, but from the inked lines of a map. In 1513, Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis created a world map so accurate it still defies belief. The map drawn on gazelle skin shows the coastlines of South America and Africa, and what appears to be Antarctica centuries before it was discovered. The map seems to depict the continent without ice, showing mountain ranges that would only later be revealed by modern radar. Piri Reis claimed his work was based on 20 older charts, sources that included ancient Greek and Arabic maps, and possibly some from the age of Alexander. But none known to history match its precision. How could a 16th-century cartographer have access to such information? Some suggest he inherited the legacy of a forgotten maritime civilization. Others believe the map preserves the faint memory of a world long vanished beneath the sea. Across the Atlantic on the plains of ancient America, a different mystery endures: the vanishing of the Clovis people. 13,000 years ago, they hunted mammoths and giant bison with perfectly shaped stone spear points, leaving traces across the continent. Then suddenly they disappeared. Was it climate change at the end of the Ice Age? A meteor strike that set the skies ablaze? Or did the Clovis simply evolve into later Native American tribes? Their disappearance remains a riddle carved in stone, their tools outlasting the people who made them, their silence echoing through millennia. Far from the plains of the Americas, in a library in Budapest, lies a book no one can read, the Rohank Codex. Over 400 pages of unknown script filled with symbols that match no language on Earth. The manuscript is illustrated with drawings of kings, soldiers, and crosses blending different faiths and legends. For 200 years, linguists and codebreakers have tried to decipher it. Some say it hides a lost gospel. Others insist it is an elaborate hoax. Yet every letter appears deliberate, as if the writer truly recorded a message meant to be read. The codex remains an unread story trapped in its own symbols, a puzzle that mocks our understanding of knowledge itself. Across the forests of Central America, the jungle hides shapes that seem too perfect to be natural. In Costa Rica, hundreds of enormous stone spheres rest silently in fields, rivers, and villages, polished to near-perfect symmetry. Some are small enough to cradle in 2 hands, others weigh 30 tons. No inscriptions mark them, no quarries show where the stone was cut. They simply exist, scattered across the landscape, silent witnesses to a vanished people. Archaeologists trace them to the Diki's culture over 1,000 years old, but no one knows their purpose. Were they boundary markers, celestial symbols, offerings to the gods? Legends claim they hold hidden gold or mark the entrances to ancient tombs, yet excavations reveal nothing. Perfectly carved and enduring, they remain mute monuments to a civilization that left no written word, only these spheres as its eternal message. Far from the tropics in the libraries of Europe, another enigma challenges the limits of human reason, the Voynich manuscript. Written in an undeciphered script and illustrated with strange plants and astronomical charts, it appears to be a textbook from a world that never existed. The vellum dates to the 1400s, but its language and drawings belong nowhere in history. Linguists, cryptographers, and even artificial intelligence have tried to unlock its code and failed. Is it a ciphered alchemical text, an elaborate prank, or a relic of an unknown culture? It continues to whisper in a language beyond translation. Then there are mysteries carved not in words, but in stone and sky, like the Nazca lines of Peru. Etched into the desert floor are immense figures of animals, spirals, and straight lines stretching for miles, visible only from above. For centuries, they went unseen until flight revealed them to astonished pilots. Were they celestial calendars or ritual paths to call down the gods? The desert wind keeps its silence, the lines preserved by the arid air, their meaning locked in geometry. Even the oceans keep secrets. In 2011, sonar scans of the Baltic Sea revealed a formation on the seafloor too symmetrical to be natural. A massive structure shaped like a disk lying hundreds of feet below. Some saw a crashed craft, others a geological anomaly. Expeditions have tried to explain it, yet each attempt leaves more questions than answers. Every age uncovers wonders that refuse explanation. From the emperor's untouched tomb to the lost language of the codex, from pyramids hidden beneath the soil to maps drawn before their time, humanity is surrounded by echoes of a forgotten story. Each mystery is a fragment, a page torn from a book we no longer know how to read. And perhaps that is the greatest mystery of all, that even in our age of satellites and science, the world still humbles us. Beneath our feet, above our skies, and within the pages of time, secrets endure, patient, silent, waiting. They remind us that for all our progress, for all we claim to understand, the universe still guards its truths. Somewhere in the darkness, the past is still alive, whispering through stone, through symbols, through legends, daring us to listen, to wonder, and to never stop asking why.